Welcome to Body Reconnect, where I help you learn to listen to the signs and signals that your body sends you every day as a warning sign to course correct, make changes so that you can live your best, healthiest life. I'm certified wellness coach Michelle Dominique. We are talking today about some of the reasons that aren't as popular that might be preventing you from getting your best night's sleep. And that is extremely important. And I know because I had an episode last night. Sleep is not an issue for me. And though I didn't toss and turn and I actually did sleep, I actually did lay down. My eyes were closed. I wasn't staring at the ceiling, but it was not restful. And so when I woke up this morning, I felt cheated because I laid down, I invested time into my body because that's what sleep is, an investment of time to give your body a chance to regenerate without adrenaline. Did you know that? If you are recovering from an accident, if you have a long illness, mental, physical, emotional, surgery, anything in your life that you are healing from or finding your way back from, the real healing, no matter what you take, all the supplements, all of that stuff, the real use of it happens when you're asleep, like a deep, sound sleep. That's important. So if you have abbreviated sleep, if you have restless sleep, if you can't turn your mind off, you're not giving your body the chance to go into the deep healing, because it is only at that deep realm of sleep when your adrenaline goes to bed. Let me tell you what that looks like. You ever put a kid to bed, or even yourself, who had a minor cough during the day? It could be a cold or a respiratory situation, or it could just be a minor cough triggered by seasonal allergies. And so you go throughout the day, or they go throughout the day coughing. But when you put them down, or when you go down, you start like it's just rattling your chest. You're coughing so hard. And you're like, what happened? Is it because I'm lying down? Kind of. But what's happening is the adrenaline is subsiding. Oh, adrenaline, it covers a multitude of problems. That's why you can push on past your body's ability or past the safe space that you should if you have an injury. Think about it. You see this every week on the court. Athletes who have gotten in the game a sprain and they just tape it up and they go back out there, or a runner who, all of these things, that happens because of adrenaline. Adrenaline stops when you sleep. And that is when the body can actually get in and do a repair. Because when you're on the court or when you're active, you're popping 2 all day long, all day strong tablets, or, if they're on the court, they're getting a cortisone shot or injection right there to keep them going. But when you lie down and when you go into deep sleep, that's when your body starts to repair itself. So that is extraordinarily important, to make sure you are having deep sleep, especially between the hours of 1 and 3 a.m. According to the Chinese clock, that is the time when your body is really taking over and doing its thing without your assistance. And that is the best way. All right, so if you're not sleeping, let's talk about some reasons why. One, you hear all of the other ones like the caffeine and the da-da-da-da-da, but mental fatigue versus physical fatigue. Mental fatigue versus physical fatigue. You ever come home and you're just drained, like you barely stayed awake on the drive home? You did the thing with the family and the kids, the dinner, shuffling the kids from place to place. Or maybe you came home and had to continue to work and you are like beat, tired. You go to lie down and bing, It's like you can't close your eyes. You still are worn out, but you can't close your eyes. Physical versus mental fatigue. You have exerted a ton of mental energy, but no physical energy. Now, I'm not saying go run and join the gym, but you need to be able to at least have movement in your body. My favorite thing for movement, one, it helps with to fight off or that um, the excess energy that you have in your body. But two, it's quick, it's easy, and it's a great distressor. Dance. Just dance. Put on Pandora, Spotify, and just dance. Move around, your version of dance. Walk through the house, snapping your fingers, skip. That's a simple, easy way, because when I say movement, I don't want you to think exercise and you have to join the gym. Get some movement going on, all right? That's one way to help you get a sound, restful night's sleep. Number two, it's not so much when you eat, but it's definitely what you eat. And I'll tell you what I mean. If you're like me, there are some nights when I don't finish working until 9:30, right? So stop to not eat at 6 or stop eating at 6 or 7 is not a realistic thing for me because I work late. However, when I finish, I know I need to eat because most people don't realize this. Your blood sugar can drop in your sleep, especially for me. I start pretty early, and I just do a lot of physical stuff in the day. I might ride my bike, definitely got to walk the dog for a little bit, might have a workout or a dance exercise class at the end of the day. If I have a client that's doing chronic pain work, that's physical. I have a lot of physicality in my day, right? So for me to finish eating or finish working at 9 and just drop into the bed, no, I've tried that before, and then I end up at some weird hour having to throw some crackers in my mouth because I have a headache in my sleep because I haven't eaten. So it's not so much to stop eating at 6, but if you have to eat late because you work late, and like me, I don't get in the bed, 11 o'clock is a good night, usually about 11:30, and then I read for an hour, right? So if you have to eat late, it's what you're eating that makes a big difference. Protein is a no-no, like meat, even eggs. It takes a lot for your body to just digest that. Also, an excessive amount of carbs, meaning a big plate of pasta, not so good. Just because you don't have meat with it, that's still a lot to digest. So at night, if you are working late or you have a late night, go with the vegetables. That's a great time to have a salad. And I don't mean a salad, loaded with chicken, loaded with eggs. Don't think a whole meal. Your last meal should not be a big meal. It should be the smallest meal of your day. So think side salad, just enough to hold you over to the morning where you will wake up hungry and eat like a king. Remember, that's the thing. You're supposed to eat like a king in the morning and eat like a pauper at the end of the night. So nonetheless, you want to be able to eat a light meal because remember, your body is going to be using its energy to regenerate. That's our point, getting you to sleep. Here's another reason why you can't get to sleep, and one of the biggest ones. Busy brain. You can't shut it off. If you're like me, sometimes I'm reevaluating what I missed doing during the day and what I already know I need to do during the next day. For some of you, it's the stress of life, the stress of work. You might be going through a challenging period right now and you just can't cut it off. I have something to help you with that, because that's very real and that's very important. So click on the link below and I'll show you my routine to help make sure that when I get into bed, I can shut my brain off, read my book, because I always read before bed, something simple, not heavy, not something that I can learn from, and just go into a deep sleep. The best part about that is knowing that I've made an investment. That is a simple investment in your body, because a lot of times, I get it, you just don't have time during the day. People think like, oh, you can't do this, you can't do a breathing exercise for 15 minutes. No, you may not have the ability to stop at any given period, but sleep is something that you can do to help your body maintain mostly your mental health as well as your physical health. So click the link below. I'll show you what I use when I get into bed to help me shut my brain down so that I can go into a deep sleep, so that my body can start repairing itself, and most importantly, that I can wake up refreshed, recharged, excited, or at least feeling like I'm capable and able to handle the task that I have to face that day. So click the link below. You'll see what I use, and hopefully it will help you start getting the best sleep of your life. I'll see you on the next video. Be sure, oh my gosh, there are so many people. Let me just say this. In my 20 years of being in this wellness industry, at least, no matter what state I worked in, 85% of the people I work with had issues sleeping. And the sad part was that's not what they were coming to see me about. So share this video. So many people need to see this video to understand some of these things I talked about, and also the help that they can get. Also, be sure to schedule your free wellness consult. It's absolutely free. If you're having issues regarding your health and you've already seen a doctor, or maybe you don't want to see a doctor and you just want to understand, what is this all about? That's the benefit of having a health coach. And because you watch this video, you have access to one for free. Take advantage of it. Reach out to me at Michelle, the health coach, or the number listed below. Text me, hey, I want to schedule my absolutely free wellness consult today. Look forward to seeing you on the next video.